All right. What's up, everybody? This is your boy Jay coming at you live Friday evening, getting ready for the weekend. Nonetheless, sharing chapter 5 and 6 of Your Invisible Power by Genevieve Behrend, and I'll jump right on it. Chapter 5 and 6 are going to be a little more example heavy, I guess you can call it. Um, So literally, the whole chapter 5, it's she gives you examples of how people use visualization to manifest things that they wanted. For example, one of the very famous examples of visualization is, and I quote, is the first paragraph of chapter 5. She says, hundreds of persons have realized that visualizing is an Aladdin's lamp. Let me redo that. Hundreds of persons have realized that visualizing is an Aladdin's lamp to him with a mighty will. General Foch, however you pronounce the name, Foch, says that his feelings were so outraged during the Franco-Prussian War in 1870 that he visualized himself leading a French army against the Germans to victory. He said he made his picture, smoked his pipe, and waited. This is one result of visualizing we are all familiar with. So I guess at the time that was a very well publicized story, and it was very famous. And then she gives an example of a famous actress who wrote to Genevieve, telling her how she used visualization, and she got rid of she basically attained her ideal figure by visualizing it by the power of the mind. And then she gives a very lengthy example about a poor girl from Manhattan who always visualized herself marrying a doctor, and guess what, she got a job at a doctor's office, and eventually, through a turn of events, she was able to marry the doctor. And not just that, after marrying the doctor, they actually visualized owning a farm in the south, and she was sending Genevieve a letter from this house in the south that her and her husband visualized together. And then the last example that she gives is about a woman who got caught stealing a milk bottle out of somebody's front door, and she was standing in court, and she was so hungry and she was so malnourished that she was about to pass out. But the judge started to ask her some questions, and guess what? Like, this judge had been searching for this exact lady because he had $500 from a will of an estate that he had to give her. So all these examples are, and then only to find out later that the lady had been visualizing herself in possession of $500, and she had no idea how she was gonna come about $500. Well, what she did is she kept her vision and strengthened it with her faith. She kept her vision and strengthened it with her faith. And starting from here and on to chapter 6, what's going on, Jen? Starting from here and going on to chapter 6, Genevieve Behrend goes into some techniques, I guess, that you can call, of using your power of visualization to achieve the ends that you want to achieve. For example, you start by forming the habit of devoting a few moments every day to thinking about your work in a large, broad, imaginative way as a vital necessity to yourself and a useful service to society. Good to have you, Jen. And the last example that she gives in chapter 5 is about, I think, Huntington Railways or something like that, in which allegedly the man always sat in front of a map of the United States and he would picture himself. What's going on, Andrew? Good to have you, brother. He would picture himself, or he'll picture the map of the United States with railways all across it. And we all know that picture literally became a reality because the U.S. was one of the first countries that was completely like coast to coast, connected by railways, right? So on to chapter 6. She gives you some suggestions for making your mental picture, and these are very practical tips that we all are to assimilate and put into our lives. So the best thing is that the best time for making your definite picture is just before breakfast and just before retiring at night. Basically, is the first thing that you do when you wake up in the morning, and is the last thing you do as you go to sleep. The next thing is you have to do it in a place where you're gonna be uninterrupted, and you're gonna be in peace and quiet, and you're gonna be undisturbed, and you're gonna meditate first upon the upon the practical working upon the practical workings of the law of visualization. You ask yourself things like, how did the things about me first come into existence? How may I find it helpful to get more quickly in touch with the invisible supply? How did the things about me first come into existence? How may I find it helpful to get more quickly in touch with the invisible power? Next, she gives a quick example. Someone felt that comfort would be better expressed and experienced by sitting on a chair than on the floor. The very beginning of the meditation, she's talking about how you meditate about things. The very beginning of the meditation, which was the chair, was the desire to be at ease. With this came the picture of some sort of a chair in which you are sitting, right? The same principle applies to the hat and the clothes that you wear. Nowadays, we don't always wear hats, but everything in your world basically came about from the realization that everything first arises from a thought, and then it is physically manifested. And I gave an example when I was talking about chapter 1 of this very series, how a chair legit might have came about, right? So you can refer to that. Now, let's see here. I'm gonna read you the whole technique, okay? So pay a lot of attention, and if you need to rewind a couple times, I suggest you do. Here, if you are thorough in this, you will find yourself in the deep consciousness beneath the surface of your own thought power. Let me start from a little bit further up. Okay. Go carefully into this thought of the principle back of the thing. Establish it as a personal experience. Make it a fact to your consciousness. If you are thorough in this, you will find yourself in the deep consciousness beneath the surface of your own thought power. Then open a window, think about 10 deep breaths, and during the time, draw a large imaginary circle of light around you. As you inhale, keeping yourself in the center of this circle of light, see great rays of light coming from the circle and entering your body at all points, centralizing itself at your solar plexus. Hold the breath a few moments at this central light of your body, the solar plexus, then slowly exhale. As you do this mentally, see imaginary rays or sprays of light going up through the body and down and out through the feet. Mentally spray your entire body with this imaginary light. When you have finished the breathing exercise, sit in a comfortable upright chair and mentally know there is but one life, one substance, and this life substance of the universe is finding pleasure in self recognition in you. Repeat some affirmation of this kind until you feel the truth and reality of the words that you are affirming. Then begin your picture. Whether your desire is for a state of consciousness or a possession, large or small, begin at the beginning. If you want a house, begin by seeing yourself in the kind of house you desire. Go all through it, taking careful note of the rooms, where the windows are situated, and such other details as help and such other details as help you to feel the reality of your concept. You might change some of the furniture and look into some of the mirrors just to see how healthy, wealthy, and happy you look. Go over your picture again and again until you feel the reality of it. Then write it all down just as you have seen it, with the feeling that the best there is mine. There is no limit to me because my mind is a center of divine operation. And your picture is as certain to come true in your physical world as the sun is to shine. And this is mind blowing. This technique right here is literally the keys to the kingdom. You first work out intellectually the truth and the principle behind everything that's manifest in your world currently. The chair you're sitting on, the monitor that you may be sitting in front of, the phone that you're holding, the bed that you just woke up from. And you think and you relate back as to how these things might have come about, whatever that looks like for you. But once you get really rooted in that thought, you are going to be able to tap into a deeper consciousness in which you disconnect from all this chatter that you have in your conscious mind, and you go deeper into your subconscious. Once you go deeper into your subconscious, you take deep breaths, you relax, and you imagine this amazing circle of light all around you, giving you amazing light energy. And after, I was gonna dig it, and after you you internalize this light energy in your solar plexus, you exhale it out. And when you exhale, you have the energy go up and down all throughout your body, and you expel it through your feet. And once you are completely in tune with this light energy and this and you're at ease, you start picturing just what your desire is. And guess what? She says, you whatever it is that you desire, it doesn't matter, but you make a picture of it, and you make a really, really, really detailed picture of it. The other suggestion that was made is that you write out. Ooh, yeah. You see here? She says, go over your picture again and again until you feel the reality of it. Then write it all down just as you have seen it, with the feeling that the best there is mine. There is no limit to me because my mind is a center of divine operation. And your picture is as certain to come true in your physical world as the sun is to shine. So when you're picturing your desire, do not leave out any details. Think about it over and over and over and work out every single detail to your liking. Not what you currently think is possible for you, but simply let yourself be completely rooted in the feeling of your desire manifested just as you want it. Once again, not as you currently think things are possible for you, but absolutely rooted in the belief that the beautiful picture that you desire is yours, just as your current results are. The results that you fit that you're mentally visualizing in your the results that you're mentally visualizing in your in your mind, those things that you desire, whatever it is, whether it is money, whether it is a position, whether it is some type of line of work, career, a house, a relationship, a car, whatever that is, right? Make a beautifully detailed picture in your mind just as you like it. For example, I am picturing in my mind lately an AMG G Wagon, black on black, 22-inch rims, all blacked out, right? Black interior, black leather. And in my mind, I'm sitting in that AMG, sitting high, right? Humongous wheel. And I'm looking at the dashboard, and the dashboard is a humongous screen, right? And I'm picturing this. I can see the white dials with a little bit of blue light, and the red where the RPMs are limited, right? And I can see the center console control. I'm picturing in my mind just as I want it. Now, that is just an example. Now, it might be a career, or it might be, I don't know, a different position in your office. Whatever that is, picture in your mind and describe it in absolute beautiful detail, just exactly as you want it. Do not limit this. Not think in terms of what you think is currently possible. Simply think about exactly what it is that you desire. And once you have this clear picture, write it out, and you will realize that you're missing details, that something can be shifted. And the more you review it, and the more you detail it, and the more you make it to your liking, the more it's going to connect with you, the more yours, the more possession you're going to have over your desire. And once you center yourself in that desire, you are going to see it manifest in your life through methods which to you currently may seem completely illogical and may seem completely impossible. But once you see it manifest in your life, you will know what your true potential is, you will know who you truly are, and life will keep unfolding in ways you've never thought possible. Do not limit yourself in this. I am telling you, even words like do not limit yourself. I am working on rewiring that language pattern. Instead of saying don't limit yourself, I'm rewiring to say be limitless, or be absolutely free, have absolute freedom of creation, use full power of your imagination. And even changing language patterns like this are going to activate different patterns in you that are going to have you behave in ways that you've never thought that you will behave. And when you do those things that you never thought that you would do, is when you're going to start to have breakthroughs, and things are going to come about in your life that you only wished were possible. The only difference is that now, with that faith and that belief, and your renewed belief in who you are, with deep knowledge of who you are and what you're capable of, you are going to be you are going to be starting to live the life of your dreams. With that, guys, thank you so much for being with me today. I went a little bit over time because I was doing two chapters at the same time. I thought it would be redundant to do two separate chapters. I appreciate all of you for investing precious time of your day to listen to my insights. It was very practical today, and it was filled with golden nuggets that you can use for your life. Start to implement them, and I really look forward to hearing about positive results from how your consistent application is not a one-time thing, right? You have to do it over and over and over. And as you do that, your thoughts change, and as your thoughts change, your beliefs change, and as your beliefs change, your behavior changes. As your behavior changes, your actions change, and as your action changes, your results change. So take this, accept it, because if right now you're not completely in love with your life, it means that your way hasn't really given you all the results that you want. Then maybe it's time for you to accept a new way. So with that, I will stop my rant. I appreciate all of you for being here. Apply it. Let me know what positive things that came about from your consistent application of this, and I will see you Monday. So have yourself a beautiful weekend, and I'll see you all on Monday with more insights from Your Invisible Power by Genevieve Buran. Have a blessed weekend. Until then, this was your boy Jay, and peace out.